Good evening and welcome to another episode of Tok Piksa, all the way from the land of the rising sun, the Autonomous Region of Bougainville. I'm Fabian Hakalitz. In the last Tok Piksa episode, we looked at the promotion of tourism industry in Papua New Guinea and we featured Madang. We looked at the arrival of Australia's cruise ship, Pacific Dawn, the clay pot making by the Bilbil people, and the contribution of the airline and hotel industries into the sector. From Madang, we come here to the Autonomous Region of Bougainville. It's a similar story. The arrival of another cruise ship, Oceanic Discoverer, to Puran Island in North Bougainville. Bougainville housed one of the world's largest open-cut mine, Panguna copper mine, that generated billions of kina for PNG's economy and purse. Now that the mine is gone, the Autonomous Bougainville government, since formed in 2005, is stepping into this renewable resource, the tourism sector, that is believed to raise Bougainville's internal revenue. But first, let me take you to Puran Island, the arrival of the Oceanic Discoverer, where the tourists, most of them from the United States of America, explore the culture of Bougainville. At the northeasternmost part of Papua New Guinea is the Autonomous Region of Bougainville. It's where the sun sets, its first rays that reveal this island of the rising sun, Sankamat, the home of the once world's largest open-cut mine, Panguna copper mine. Bougainvillians are darker in skin, more referred to as the black people of Papua New Guinea. Jewel of South Seas, and has been known for its picture-perfect beaches and bays since French explorers spread stories of its beauty almost 200 years ago. Although not politically part of the Solomon Islands, but ecologically and geographically matched. Two main islands are Bougainville and Buka, separated by a shallow 500 meters deep passage, less than a kilometer wide, the fastest flowing passage in the world. An hour and 40 minutes flight on the national flag carriers Fokker 100 will take you to Buka, the main capital of the Autonomous Region. With the reopening of the once international airport in Kiata, Aropa, after 25 years of closure following the conflict, this has added extra flavor to tourists. Bougainville has long been well known for its great tourism potential, rich with its diverse cultures, 23 languages, and adventurous sport, all those that attracted tourists before the good golden Panguna mine days. But that collapsed due to the civil war that resulted on the breakdown of many infrastructures. Rebuilding Bougainville is a community effort rising from the crisis ashes. Since after the crisis, Bougainville still has been the ideal spot for tourists. Why? Because Bougainville houses several of the history-making, like the world's largest open-cut mine, the plane of Japanese Admiral Yamamoto in Buin, and other recent findings like the plane of aviator Emilia Earhart. Also, several tourist ships have made a voyage to this beautiful Black Paradise Island. We now feature the recent visit of Oceanic Discoverer to one of the atoll islands in North Bougainville, Puran. Over 60 international tourists from the United States of America were first-time travelers to Papua New Guinea. The cruise ship recently sailed across from the Solomon Islands and then straight into Queen Carola Bay. MV Oceanic Discoverer anchored at Malilu Island, and then tourists visited the historical Queen Carola Bay. An extended welcome into Poran Island with entertainment, excursions and cultural displays treated the Melanesian way. Tourists proved wrong the global perception of Papua New Guinea as a highly dangerous country. Although still a developing country, tourists said PNG has much more to offer in terms of economic resources with a high potential in the tourism industry. Delighted by the island's natural and scenic beauty, tourists say Bougainville is a tourism destination with high potential and is another target tourism spot for international tourists. Tourists were fascinated by the rich cultural diversity of Bougainville and said that Papua New Guinea's tourism industry is of great potential and in high demand.
Okay, me swim you long how all the karamap. You know can swim pace, you hide in pace below you. Behind, who sati come one time morning, I kiss him, me give him hand below me, kiss him money. Now one blaman is the backside by out him now kuruka. Now I go one time. Belong him, I buy him.
With Bougainville and Autonomous Region, it looks good on the global market.
This visit was very exceptional because we had a beautiful escort on the sea into the harbor with very decorated boats, and this is you cannot have a more welcome reception than today. It was wonderful, and everybody is so friendly, and we also know more about your culture now after today, because we've seen so many beautiful traditional things and traditional dressings. Yeah, it was very, very special. I'm very happy to have been here today. Well, I have read about your country in newspapers and in books, of course, but there's nothing like coming here to experience this. Yeah, it's a very warm reception, yes.
And we so appreciate your hospitality today for being so kind to us, to invite you into your village, into your homes, to show us your schooling, the dancing, the band is great. And so I hope that Oceanic Discoverer will come back to you time and again, because this is one of the most beautiful and picturesque places I've been in all the world. So thank you.
Wonderful. I have never seen such fantastic dancing anywhere else on our trip. I'm glad to be here. My uncle, actually two of my uncles, were here during World War II, and it's wonderful to see this green, wonderful place during peaceful times. And I look forward to maybe someday some of your family coming to visit our part of the United States.
Intent of only getting to Papua New Guinea, that was my entire goal. And everything about this visit has been surprising and wonderful because the people are so warm and welcoming, and I was completely surprised that that no other cruise ships had come to this port, and how lovely for us and how welcoming they have presented these programs and the dances and the tours. It's been marvelous, absolutely marvelous.
The trip, organized by Stanford University in California, aimed to promote and market tourism in Bougainville and Papua New Guinea on the world map. Autonomous Region of Bougainville has a high potential in tourism. The lovely island of Bougainville is flourishing after almost a decade of civil war on the island. Blessed by the crystal clear waters, gives taste of the future, and a friendly welcome by the people that gives an impression of no return. A 5 minutes boat ride from the main Buka town is White Island. Most families come here for weekend recreational activities. It's a tourism potential area of the Autonomous Region of Bougainville. Several guest houses and small island resort provide comfortable accommodation that you will enjoy. In Buka, Destiny Reasons and Kuri Village Resort are adjacent to the Buka Passage. Also, Madehas Island Resort, some minutes boat ride from the main Buka town. Other accommodation providers in North Bougainville include JSK and Honeyson. These accommodation providers strive to provide the best necessary service to guests. Because Bougainville is in the coastline, seafood is on high demand and reasons can be one spot for that menu. According to Director of the Bougainville Tourism Office, Lawrence Belle, Bougainville is one of the last frontiers with many to offer in terms of tourism. But what has lacked is the political support to develop the tourism industry.
It would be a good idea for the government to actually negotiate the reopening of the Panguna mine, but at the same time look at the tourism sector, whereby help the tourism office, help the stakeholders, which are the people in the Bougainville Tourism Industry Association, to actually do activities and also improve services, especially with guest houses and also transport, and maybe look at the rates on which the service providers are using here in Bougainville. So
efforts have been put to drive this important sector as one of the largest revenue maker for this new autonomous government.
Natural beauty, the pristine forests, the crystal clear waters, anything that a tourist from the outside world coming into Bougainville can easily find. So that, those are some of the things that we in the Office of Tourism here in the ABG are trying to do so that people can come. And the other thing that we are trying to do is to market Bougainville as one of the tourist destinations.
One Bougainvillian who has been very keen supporting and promoting tourism is Jeffrey Magum, owner of Destiny Guest House in Buka. Mr. Magum is also the chairman of the newly formed Bougainville Tourism Industry Association that supports the Bougainville Tourism Office to drive and develop the tourism industry sector.
Because Bougainville we got big potential. We got big luglo tourism where region and we must look long and lo strong him so that tourists only can come bring him money, he come inside lo region lo humilable.
Bougainvillians also support the tourism industry and want the government to recognize this sector as an income generator for the autonomous Bougainville government's internal revenue. Women leader in Buka, Eva Batson, said that mining days have gone and it's about time the autonomous government make tourism a priority agenda.
Tourism one big plus something not sol me harim long all these times na me bin interest more long bringing me come long place or some long place below you me long here and me one good plat something where me plow lo marry look forward long bringing me come inside na sabe mo long one can walk me play can make him.
According to Director of the Bougainville Tourism Office, Lawrence Belle, tourism is an important industry for Bougainville's prosperity and economic growth. The Autonomous Bougainville government, since formed in 2005, created a Ministry of the Tourism, Arts and Culture. However, in recent times, tourism was separated from arts and culture, attached with different departments. This has put so many questions whether the Autonomous Bougainville government was concerned about tourism, provided with the demand and potential it has.
And it's important that we have some activities like, Buka can be a place where people can come and do skiing, water skiing, yachting, boating, all kinds of different activities. So here in the Buka Passage, it's just, you can see at the back of me, you have boats, canoes, and we also have the Mona that can be brought here so that people can hire out and easily paddle out to sea and do whatever they want. They want to swim, they want to snorkel, and they want to, whatever they want to see. Because we also have other things that I was talking about, like war relics that are in the water that you can easily snorkel and see. And you also have the marine life, which is something that we have here in Buka. So where we are standing, if I'm standing up here and looking down, you can see the fish, you can see the corals and other things in the water down there. So for us here in the tourism office, we'd like to coordinate with all the sector industry members so that they think outside of the box and they do other things that businesses that are coming in can actually put money into.
Now that the mine is gone, a new beginning, tourism being eyed on. Bougainvillians like Jeffrey Magum have been very vocal about tourism, that through tourism, revenue will be generated to help sustain the economy of the newly formed autonomous government. Now as chairman of the newly formed Bougainville Tourism Industry Association, the entity that will work together with the Bougainville Tourism Office, Magum said to push this agenda forward to the Autonomous Bougainville government to invest more and support to develop the tourism industry sector.
And we must realize it and the importance of this industry, because outside people and very important people, they also come to Bougainville and we house them. Even put them along a guest house where only come and rest long. So the government must look sabe lo disla. Na mi put them big support long hospitality na tourism industry.
The Bougainville Tourism Office is the leading force promoting Bougainville tourism on the world map. Limited resources hinder more work to be done, but this does not really stop officers who use their own incentives to promote and market tourism. Director of the Bougainville Tourism Office, Lawrence Belle, said that plans are in place to expand the tourism industry right to the village level.
Work with the villages where those sites are so that, if we look at those sites and we think that they are in the category of high impact, then we develop those areas. That's one. Number two, in Bougainville we have the culture. We come from different clans and we come from different regions whereby you have culture tourism that we want to harness here. And you can't go wrong. If you're here in Bougainville and you want to visit places, you will be able to see a lot of cultural performance displays, even making handicrafts and and other things. So that's the first thing. Number two, that is on the tourism development. Number two, we'd like to ensure that the Bougainville Tourism Industry Association is reactivated. So just recently we have a new executive in place. There was an election conducted and we now have executive that will run that association from the industry. And the third thing that we'd like to do is to actually do training and awareness, bring people, experts into Bougainville to do training, conduct workshops on different things that people want to do, especially in the industry.
Women leader Eva Batson says through tourism, mothers and anyone can sell products to earn income.
Sem all by make him all handcraft long all too. Na mo long and long all panem all sing belong all only redeem long improve him culture belong all too because plenty long all look the same all lose him all this plus something all same na all hamamas long suppose something yeah it true halibim more because me platu look forward long improve him all roti go long numbers too.
Media personnel like Aloysius Laukai, Managing Director for the Newton FM, works closely with the Bougainville Tourism Office, promoting tourism. Mr. Laukai says more information has to be marketed on a global perspective.
Talk about good things on Bougainville, the beauty of the islands, and also there ways to come back and visit the region.
Example will be if we need to improve the food and beverages, then we need to conduct some catering courses on how to provide for our guests, especially in terms of providing food and beverages, and also looking after services that we provide, especially with the hospitality industry, accommodation and all that. So we really have a lot to offer, and also the other thing that we'd like to do is to make sure that there are infrastructure in place. Like we now have cruise ships coming in, and the government needs to think about jetties. Like, you know, in Poran when we did the cruise ship, we had to do up the old jetty, and it's from the people's sweat that we did up that jetty where the landing craft landed. So, you know, we have a lot of jetties in Bougainville from the colonial times that can be rebuilt. And here in Buka, in Arawa, in Kieta, in Buin, in Torokina, where jetties could be built, especially for tourist boats to come in. And that will be an opportunity where, you know, because of the cruise ship sector picking up, I think in Bougainville that should also be a sector that should be reckoned with in terms of providing services by Bougainvilleans to people that are coming in.